The Nebraska Commission of Public Advocacy has been brought in as counsel for the man charged in a Panhandle kidnapping case. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the Morrill man charged with kidnapping 5 people, including 3 children earlier this month in Garden County, was back in court last week as he faces 14 felony charges. Court records show that 71-year-old Carl Thomas was deemed mentally incompetent to stand trial and was committed on Friday to the Department of Health and Human Services to provide treatment to restore competency. Judge Randon Rowland noted this may include commitments to a state hospital or state-operated facility, but not a contract facility or provider due to public safety risk. Thomas was also appointed to Todd Lancaster with the Nebraska Commission of Public Advocacy as his attorney during Friday's proceedings. The case has been continued until May 1st in Garden County Court for a competency status hearing. Well, charges have been dismissed against a Minutair man accused of burglarizing a Scottsbluff garage and stealing several items. A woman on East Overland reported that her chainsaw was discovered missing back in October, and her neighbor's camera caught the culprit in the act. She told the police that the man in the video, identified as 36-year-old Timothy Huey, was seen exiting her garage with the chainsaw and a battery pack. Last week in district court, defense attorney Mike Meister filed and was granted a motion to dismiss because the state failed to secure, maintain, or produce the video, which was the only evidence used to identify a suspect in this case. On Friday, Judge Andrea Miller ordered that the case be dismissed without prejudice, meaning the charges could be refiled at a later date. And a plea deal has been reached ahead of the planned April trial date for a man caught with a quarter pound of meth in Morrill County. 45-year-old Elmer Meza Arazo of Scottsbluff was facing 6 charges, highlighted by a Class 1B felony of possession of methamphetamine more than 140 grams. Earlier this month, he ended up pleading no contest to an amended Class 2A felony charge of distribution of methamphetamine, and the remaining counts were dismissed. He could face up to 20 years in prison when he's back in court on May 5th for sentencing. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Life is crazy. Pain is stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravec coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scottsbluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least 1 float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge.
Welcome back. A measure that would ask voters to amend the state constitution to change the pay rates for lawmakers may end up waiting until the 2026 legislative session for further consideration. LR 25CA, as originally submitted, would pay lawmakers the state's minimum wage, as well as giving them state-provided health insurance. During debate on the measure last week, Senator Myron Dorn of Adams said he supported the measure after speaking with potential candidates for his seat in the future, only to be told they could not afford to be a state lawmaker.
We are very much limiting the people who consider to even run for it by that amount of pay. if you have a full-time job and now you're going to be here and be a state senator and make $12,000 a year, you are definitely taking a cut in pay or cut in hours with that full-time job. You cannot afford it.
Bill sponsor Ben Hansen of Blair asked lawmakers for the constitutional amendment to be laid over, saying the discussion was straying too much into grievances on topics unrelated to the bill.
So I want to kind of keep the ball moving forward, get some good bills on the floor, hopefully address LR25CA again later this session, or if anything, at the very beginning of next session. Since it is an LR, we have some time yet still. So I like to make sure that we can get some good bills on the floor that deal with property tax relief, property tax reform, get the budget going, get the people's work done before we start bringing up other issues that have to do with senator pay or term limits.
The amendment to the bill would strike the original language and instead asked voters to change the Constitution so a special, nonpartisan commission would set the compensation for lawmakers. Well, on yesterday's statewide Governor's Call-In show, Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen responded to a question from a caller in Norfolk by saying that the state should be funding and not running K-12 education, saying that should be done at the local level.
So I believe this with every cell in my body. We have to fix the problem at the state level because this problem's been going on for about 60 years. And just thinking it's going to get solved at the local level, it's obviously haven't. We have to educate our children by the state funding education, not property taxpayers. And we have to continue to simplify because the valuations and things that have gone on over time in the TIOSA formula are out of whack, and it's being executed in ways that nobody could have ever comprehended.
The caller asked about property taxes and state laws getting passed.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Hello once again. It is time to take a look at what's happening on the markets in this St. Patty's Day. Maybe a little bit of green, not only on the screen, but a little bit of green when we look at this weather opportunity. I'm Susan Littlefield here on the Rural Radio Network, and joining me today is Sean Hackett. Sean is with Hackett Financial Advisors, and weather starts to warm up. We start thinking spring field work and spring opportunities, but it sounds like this weather might take a hold on the markets a little bit.
Yeah, we really think we're setting up for a fall, spring, like warm weather now, everyone getting excited, but we think we're going to get a very cold, wintry spring planting season with late spring frost risks, which of course can disrupt winter wheat coming out of post-dormancy and obviously impact the pace with which corn acres can get planted and how late they get planted and replantings and all those sort of things that tend to hurt yield. So we think we're setting up for a very unfavorable spring planting season that could create some cash selling opportunities if we get rallies like we had last year when Russia-Ukraine also had a major frost, if you remember it back in May.
Well, and this just comes on the heels of watching weather in other parts of the country, winter wheat issues happening in Russia. And of course, the acreage wars too that are being talked about here in the States between corn and beans.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a planning intentions report coming up here in a couple of weeks. A lot of people are obviously, I think, expecting more corn acres, less soybean acres. We'll have to see exactly what the government says, but I do believe with the weather is not going to allow all those corn acres to get planted. And so we could have one of those situations where you get a setback in the corn market, and then it has to recalibrate what actually gets planted when we get to the end of the spring.
All right, lots of factors that we're going to take a look at. I can't wait for us to dive more into it later this afternoon. And I'm liking your sunshine there, and we'll get a little bit for it today. So stick around, folks. If you happen to want to know more details about what's going on in the weather, the markets, and how this is all going to be related going forward, tune in to this afternoon's Channel Final Bell. And if you happen to miss the live broadcast, pick it up as a podcast located at ruralradionetwork.com. I'm Susan Littlefield for the Rural Radio Network.
Uh-oh, you have to open the old gliding door to the patio again, but that thing stopped gliding long ago. Did you know that your old, ugly, hard-to-open gliding door is probably the #1 source of loss of heat in your home, and that broom handle lock is not secure? Renewal by Anderson's gliding patio doors are simply the best of the best, and Renewal has an incredible offer right now. Don't miss it. 20% off every door, plus no money down, no payments, no interest for 12 months. No payments until 26. Please book your free estimate right now at rbawyoming.com and start gliding again.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, Leadership Scottsbluff is excited to present Hoops for Heroes, a high-energy fundraising event set for this Friday from 5:30 to 9 at the Gering Civic Center. LSB Class 35 member Ann Wemhoff told KNB News the action-packed evening will bring the community together for an unforgettable night of fun, all while raising funds for two incredible local organizations, Empowering Families and the Scottsbluff Volunteer Center's Meal on Wheels program.
This is a family-friendly event, so kids of all ages are welcome. And we have lots of different things going on. So if basketball is your jam, you can watch the March Madness games that will be airing on the big screen there at the Civic Center. If you want to be more active, we have a cornhole tournament.
Tickets are available for purchase at Riverstone Bank in Scottsbluff and Gering, Aloe Fiber in Scottsbluff, or online at Eventbrite. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.